Hey everybody, Tanya from Shooting Star SVG back, and today I am going to show you how to create a silhouette from an image in Inkscape. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And if you haven't already, go on over to the Facebook group and join up, where we're creating a community of like-minded individuals who are looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. I had been playing around with Silhouette Studio to create different silhouette shapes out of images. And if you haven't seen that video, you can go ahead and check that out up above. I will post a link for that. And there was also a desire to learn this in Inkscape. Inkscape is a free tool that you can utilize on your computer to create scalable vector graphics as well as raster images, and it is a very, very powerful tool if you know how to use it. And so I'm going to go through the same two images that I went through with Silhouette Studio, so y'all can compare and contrast between the two programs. And I'm going to head over to my computer screen, and we're just going to go ahead and get started, okay? So I have kind of done this a little bit backwards. I went ahead and pulled the image of the cow, which is the second image that I did with Silhouette Studio. So what you're going to do on this is you're going to click on the image. You're going to go to Filters, and you're going to go to Color, and then you're going to go to Colorize. And when you do this, what you're going to do is make sure that you click on the live preview, and you're just going to bring everything down to 0, okay? And obviously you don't want to really bring this, because this is just going to add opacity to your design, but you basically want to make sure you're creating the design in black. And you're going to click on okay, apply, and you're going to close on that out. That's going to create that black silhouette that we did in the same process when we were utilizing Silhouette Studio. This is just how you're going to have to do it in Inkscape, okay? Now, this next part, you're going to have to go to Path, and you're going to go to Trace Bitmap, okay? Now here, what I ended up doing was, you're just going to do brightness cutoff. You can go ahead and do your live preview, and when brightness cutoff is selected, usually it's at about 0.45. So when I click on update, you can see that it's still showing those white images from the cow before it was colorized. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring that brightness threshold up and click update, and every time that you bring it up, when you click on update, you're going to see more of that color filled in. You're going to bring this up pretty far, okay? And you're just going to keep going until all those white spots are filled in. So that looks pretty good. And then you're going to click on OK. Now when you do this, you can go ahead and drag this away, and you're going to see that it has traced out this image. This is the original image here, right here, and this is the traced out image. So pretty darn close as far as the trace goes. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the image, and I'm going to bring this back down into the middle here. I'm going to close out the trace panel. Now if you go to the nodes, you can see, and this is the same thing we talked about with Silhouette, there's a lot of nodes here. And so for you to clean these nodes up, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Path, and you're going to go to Simplify. And what that's going to do is it's going to smooth everything out. So you can see that it's actually smoothed everything out on the cow. So now you have a vector silhouette of the cow in the same manner that we performed in Silhouette Studio. It is a very quick process to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up Silhouette Studio. You can see the Silhouette Studio cow versus the Inkscape cow, and they're very, similar in nature. So, there's some details that show on the Silhouette Studio cow that aren't necessarily here on the Inkscape cow, but for the most part, they're pretty damn similar, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and minimize Silhouette, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in the photo of the bear, and we're going to go through the same process, okay? Just going to go ahead and bring the bear in. Okay, so we have our bear. Okay, so we have our bear. I'm just going to make sure that I'm recording here, and I am. Okay, so we have our bear, and we're going to go to Filters, Color, Colorize. And the interesting thing about this is Inkscape will save what settings that you have here. Now, you can see that it is fuzzing out the same way that it did in Silhouette Studio. That's okay. We're gonna work with that, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and click on Apply. Then we're gonna go to Path, Trace, Bitmap. Now, the thing about this is it's gonna trace this little guy down here, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you how to go ahead and delete that. So again, you can see as you bring this up, if I bring it all the way up, it's just going to black out the whole image. Okay, we don't want that. So we'll go ahead and maybe bring that down a little because you can see it's a little bit fuzzy right here. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more and then click on OK. All right, and so that's going to bring in our vector. Okay. Now you can see this one has a lot more detail than the one in Silhouette Studio did as far as the fuzz and fur on the back of the bear, which is really interesting. You can also see a little bit more pronunciation in the nose and things of that nature. So again, we're going to click on nodes here. Now to get rid of this guy in all its entirety, you're just going to click and drag around all these nodes and click delete. And that is going to eliminate that little guy that we didn't want. Now, of course, we're going to want to smooth this out again. So you're just going to go to Path, and you're going to simplify this, and it's going to smooth everything out. Now, it kind of jacked this up a little bit, so for me, I'm just going to leave it as is. This doesn't really bother me. I am going to zoom in just a smidge down here, and I'm going to get these nodes situated. I'm just going to delete these out. So to delete a node, you're just going to want to click on it. Sometimes you really got to get in there to see the nodes you're working with. And I'm just going to delete these nodes here because they serve no purpose for me, okay? And I'm going to back it out. And if there's little details that you don't think are going to be beneficial, you can go ahead and smooth those out yourself. So, you know, here I might look and see where these are connected and delete this and, you know, things of that nature. So you can go ahead and actually manipulate the nodes here to make it look a little bit better. I personally like the way that Inkscape does this and the way Inkscape manipulates the images. That's just my personal preference. Silhouette Studio does a good job if that's the tool that you're working with, but Inkscape, I think, does a much better job. So, yeah, that's all I got for this video. Pretty straightforward process with both platforms. Both tools are very useful, and so you can utilize these for, you know, whatever you may need. You can add text in these silhouettes. You can utilize them for different things that you're trying to accomplish. So I hope it was very useful for you. As always, if you got something out of this video, feel free to click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos, so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And if you haven't already, head on over to the Facebook group. We're creating a community of like-minded individuals who are looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. And if you need anything at all, do not hesitate to reach out, and I will catch you all in the next video. Have a great day.